Oh, never mind, we're live. In that case, welcome to Mafia, the City of Lost Heaven. Today we'll be doing any percent, the main category. With me I've got Wojtek.
Hello.
And let's see, before we start, I changed some of the controls. Most of it is preference, some of it is important to the actual run, such as unbinding the primary jump key. I guess we can start. So, without further ado, I need to first set the timer to RTA before I forget. And maybe remove resets on the auto splitter. Now the timer starts whenever I skip this first cutscene.
I used to be a taxi driver. Even though I wasn't making much and I worked from dawn to dusk, I was glad to be working.
Which we actually wait a bit to skip. Right here.
Now listen carefully. You gotta shake these clowns behind us. If you don't do it, then we're done for.
For some reason, if I skip the cutscene too early, then my car needs to start up. And so I lose some time. Thank you for all the good luck in chat. And we lost the gangsters first try. So that's really good. That the first mission is a car chase with some gangsters who are chasing us, and it's very much RNG whether we lose them or not. Their car is the same model as our car, but it also gets speed boost, because that's fair, as well as a handling boost. In addition, its center of mass is lowered, so they tend not to flip, or they tend to get back up when they flip. Now, a lot of this first part of the game is going to be just a bunch of driving, but the run does pick up after a while. In the bottom right of the screen, you may see an M or an A when I'm in a car. That stands for manual versus automatic transmission. Essentially, if I leave in an automatic, the game will switch gears by itself. But sometimes we don't want that, because the game tends to give us too high a gear when we're going uphill. So then we put it to manual. It's also useful for some other stuff, like some cars will go slower on higher gears, so we keep it in manual to go faster. Here I'm supposed to be a taxi driver and pick up this guy,
Okay.
but I'm not going to pick him up, I'm going to leave him there.
Okay, he can walk the rest.
Yeah, he'll still pay the fare, so it's fine. Now here there's a big point of RNG here, where it's possible to reset. The drawbridge that I'm about to go on can be up or down. If the bridge is up, then it usually takes between 20 seconds and over a minute for it to go back down, so that would be a reset in normal attempts. But this time we had it down, so it's fine. And I believe the chances of it being up are about 1 in 3.
Also, if you wonder why is Peter looking backwards, it's because he wants to despawn traffic in front of him.
Okay, drop me off here at the steps.
Yeah, traffic tends to spawn mostly in front of you, or in front of where you're looking. So if I look behind, traffic will spawn behind me. That's particularly important in this mission because we can't have cops on us. If we get the cops to want to arrest us, then it's mission fail. This mission in particular has a lot of fail conditions. If we run over a pedestrian, it's mission fail. If we go over 120 kilometers per hour while the passenger is complaining about speed, it's mission fail. If we injure the passenger too much, it's mission fail. How much time save using manual compared to automatic? I don't know. Tech difficulties, what's going on? What is going on? Are we fine? Oh, that's a cop car, so that means I can't speed in front of it. That's why we try to despawn traffic as much as possible, because that includes cop cars.
Oh, you got a license?
Yes, I got a license. Alright, so we skipped the second passenger as well, and here's the third passenger. This woman over there.
Thanks. Here's the fare.
Once again, we're gonna keep picking her up, because that saves time.
I'm lucky you're here. I need to get to the theater on
Supposedly,
Take the Giuliano
the
plane.
engine of the car is supposed to not work while she's speaking, but we can still reverse if we put it in manual gearbox. Oh, that's not good. Okay, we're fine. There are a total of 5 passengers here. So sadly this is kind of a slow mission. One good thing about running this game is that the map doesn't pause the game. So even though casual players hate that, for the run it's good so we can know where we are even if we're looking backwards.
Ow! Do you even know how to drive?
Excuse me.
Apparently I don't know how to drive. That right there was an example of keeping it in second gear with manual gearbox.
Shouldn't you ease off a little?
Oh, she's complaining about speed, so I cannot go over 120.
You ain't scared, are you?
Shouldn't you ease off a little?
No problem. We're doing fine.
If I go over 120, then I get a mission
Driving
fail.
like a maniac.
Doing what I can to get you there.
Shouldn't you ease off a little?
Don't worry. I know what I'm doing, okay?
Here's the money. Goodbye.
The music in the game is also really good. If you get the Steam or GOG version, you won't hear this, because it's taken out for DRM,
Sure thing. Get in.
for
There's still
expired.
some mode to get it back.
Yeah, there's download links all over the place. The game is quite easy to mod. There are plenty of tools. Estimate should be 240. Yeah, only if I get record by a few minutes. If you noticed, I actually didn't skip picking this passenger up, because if I do, the next trigger doesn't work. So we only skipped the first 3 passengers.
And we're gonna pick up the next one as well.
Mm-hmm. Here's a bit of a shortcut.
Ouch. What are you driving like this for? You trying to kill us?
Excuse me.
And hello Lola, thank you for the good luck.
That's the world record holder, Pokchan.
I don't wanna run over that pedestrian.
That was close.
That was close. But we're fine. I also need to... I've got chat kinda covered, so... There we go. Now I can see better. Now this guy here, the last passenger, is the one who complains the most,
No problem.
for some reason. Even though the scripts look like they're exactly the same, or mostly the same for all passengers, he just likes to complain a lot.
Oh! I nearly broke my jaw. You nearly got us killed.
He nearly broke his jaw.
Do you know Giuliano Bridge?
Don't you think you're driving too fast?
I actually don't know which one that is.
Mm.
I said over the Giuliano Bridge. Don't you know which one that is?
Point proven.
Slow down a little.
I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna bump the car slightly. Maybe that will make him not complain, but I'll see if that works or not. I still have no idea how that exactly works. For some reason, no, it doesn't work. But for some reason you can kind of freeze the script so he doesn't complain. It's hard to figure out exactly what makes that happen. Exactly, now it's frozen. Now the script is frozen. He's not complaining anymore. Go figure. So I can go over 120 because he's not complaining. That whole rule of not being able to go over 120 without a mission fail
Ouch! What are you doing?
is actually kind of
Then
dumb.
there is that rare occasion where
I nearly broke my jaw.
you're gonna get fail even if she's not complaining, or he.
Really? I can't say that that ever happened to me.
Shouldn't you slow
Well,
down a
I
little?
had a third passenger and she literally started complaining once I
Don't you
reached
think you're
120.
driving too fast?
Oh wow.
Shouldn't you slow down a little?
I should probably slow down a
Slow
little.
down a little.
Just getting this
Don't you think
hunch.
you're driving too fast? Shouldn't you slow down a little? Slow down a little.
Dirt head
Don't you
pedestrian.
think you're
I don't
driving
know, be
too
on the lookout
fast?
for one. What Johnny is talking about there is there is a random chance that sometimes a pedestrian will spawn with a dog head, and it's quite rare.
This should
Alright,
cover it.
that was all the taxi driving we're gonna be doing for the whole run. And now
Coffee break.
there's some guys who are gonna be shooting at us. I am going to go away from them.
It was clear to me that I had to get out of there.
This is not the way I'm
fast.
intended to
Couldn't
go.
handle that animal on my own. I said to myself,
And-
now is probably the right
Yeah.
moment for Mr.
Well, no.
Salieri to show his gratitude.
There are mission fails all over the place, but this building doesn't have collision, so it allows me to go around the mission fail. And now, it doesn't look like it, but we are out of bounds. And that will be clear in 3, 2, 1, there. Taking this route is actually a bit lower than what we usually do, but it's always fun. And the music is good as well. This music will play again once later. Now here there's another fail trigger on that crossroad over there, and this stuff that I'm in front of right now doesn't have collision, so I need to jump over this. If I miss the jump, I fall out of bounds and die. And now we're back in bounds. Of course, the guys who were shooting at me earlier probably fell out of bounds and died, so they're not shooting at me anymore. I can also clear a misunderstanding here by speaking to that woman.
Good guy.
We don't do that usually in any percent because we don't go there. And that's Running Man Down, the worst mission in the game. Coming up is Molotov Party, where we use the best car in the game, the Bolt Ace.
the best horn.
The best one? Listen to that. This thing has 2 gears, no handbrake, and the lowest health of any car. And the most it goes is about 90 kilometers per hour. So it's a beaut. There is a category that's dedicated to this model of car, which we call Master Race %, because Bolt Ace is Master Race, of course. So what's your PB on that one, Voitus?
5:40, 5 hours 40 minutes.
So it's just a bit lower, but it's worth
understand.
it. You know what, I might make a stop here, just to admire the river. But I'm sick of this car, I'm gonna blow it up. I'm gonna take a new one. Yeah, purple taste. The screen will flash black. That means we have activated an Easter egg, which we'll find under the East Marshall Bridge, which is the other drawbridge on the east side of Central Island. And unlike in stuff like GTA or other games like that, here in this game we actually have to know how to steal a car before we can steal it. So the reason why I took this car instead of the faster car that looks like that one, the blue one over there, is because I don't know how to steal that one. I only know how to steal the Bolt Ace. And here is our Easter egg, parked right in front of us. So you might see a bit of a night and day difference. The Ford Model T over there, the Bolt Ace, versus the Ford Thunderbird, which is called the Bolt Thrower in this game, which goes over the speed limit in reverse. And cops will actually try to fine you for that. But this is the car that we'll be using for most of the run. And once again looking backwards to avoid spawning traffic in front. Yeah, in Mafia 2 is called the Smith Thunderbolt.
But in Mafia 2 it's not as fast as you.
Yeah, and you get it pretty late as well. So here I'm supposed to smash a few cars with the baseball bat. But I won't be doing that. Instead I'll be doing this. Gonna push this car right between the other two. Then
Very
I've got...
sneaky way inside.
Hmm?
I said this was a very sneaky way inside.
Yeah. You were supposed to sneak inside from the back and kill the guard silently and all of that, but the Molotov actually blows up those two cars, and that damages the third one enough to blow up as well. And so we don't need to actually do anything with the baseball bat. So we can preemptively just go to the next objective, which is to go to Salieri's bar. Salieri is the mob boss, and his bar is kind of the base of operation in most missions in the game. We'll be starting there and going back there most of the time. Ooh, almost peeling out there. I didn't mention I'm using both primary controls and secondary controls for steering. The reason why is because secondary controls are built for controller and steering wheel. So if you bind them to keyboard, what happens is the game only recognizes like a 0 or 1. So the wheels of the car will either be fully turned or not turned at all. What it does is it allows us to have more control over steering and avoid spinning out at the cost of losing a bit more speed while steering. So that's why I also use primary controls, which steer smoothly,
And hey, Tommy, I
to
got
lose less speed.
It's about 40 horsepower and goes almost 60 miles an hour.
40 horsepower, 60 miles an hour, that sounds like a car for me.
And we're gonna actually use this car.
We are gonna actually use this car.
Hey, Vincenzo.
We need a
What's your
4-seater.
kind of gun?
Exactly.
Hey, Tom, I think this would do the trick.
Sadly, this is the only mission where we would really like to not have to use a 4-seater.
I wasn't planning on using it anyway. Thanks.
But unfortunately we have to. Oh yeah, just put some into the trunk. Let me see if I can get stuck. Yeah. Hop.
Ain't nothing
Yeah.
swanky, but it's a good enough
Look at how
gun.
tall Tommy is.
You just take this little baby and stick it in here. Pry it a little, and when it clicks, you got it. It's a piece of cake.
Thanks, Ralphie.
And for Alfie, he's gonna teach us how to steer cars. Most of the time we'll just ignore him entirely. But in the first few missions we cannot ignore him. And he has also got, I think, the longest dialogue in the game in the next mission. Unskippable.
And in different languages, it's shortened as well.
Yeah, I'm playing on English so that everyone can understand what is being said in game. But usually we play in French because it's shorter dialogues. Now the game was made by Czech developers, and the Czech language is actually, what's it, like 2 minutes slower than the English language. So that's an oof. You could have a bathroom break during Ralphie's dialogue. Could be like Art Star. I haven't seen Art Star in a while. There's a cop over there, so I want to go around here. Around the red light. Because if I've got cops on me, then this stuff over here doesn't work. The triggers get frozen. We're just gonna be waiting for Polly to come out.
In this game, you actually can get cops on you just by running over a trash can.
Oh yeah, also that. I'm gonna close this window behind over there so I can see the chat a bit better. So, quick introductions. The driver here, the player is Tommy, the guy in the back is Sam, and that one over there is Polly. They're pretty much the only 3 gangsters that Don Salieri sends to do literally anything. Alright, next up we're going to the Pompeii bar, which we have already been to in the previous, or 2 missions ago, in Running Man. This mission is not too exciting until we get to the very end, then there's a nice skip that we do there. But the run really picks up after the next mission. Hello, Copper. Oh, I missed him. Whatever. Still this same shortcut from earlier. Don't think we ever take that anymore in the run. Oh, actually once more later. Oh, that guy turned in front of me. Here I kinda want to optimize kind of where Polly gets out of the car with respect to the door of the place he's going to. It was not particularly good, but it's fine. And hello Punk, thank you for the good luck. Right now we're just collecting some protection money for the Dawn. And the next place to go is a motel outside of town. The music in the game changes depending on neighborhood, mostly. So there's no proper radio system, but depending in the place where I am, different music plays. The map also arrived only up until there, and now we're out of city limits. Even though the devs did make a map which also shows all the countryside. That's what you get with the box of the game, I believe. For some reason in the actual game it doesn't reach all the way over there. There are mods which allow it to. Hello S, nice to see you here. Alright, now here there's gonna be a shootout and then there's gonna be a car chase and it's gonna be a lot of fun, except the guy I'm supposed to chase is actually in that window and I can shoot him through the window. You noticed how I shot way faster than I'm supposed to there. That's something that we can do with the cancelling, shooting and reloading animations, which we'll be doing a lot. There are a few different ways we can do it. Now here's a long dialogue.
Hey, Ralphie. Got some news about this job?
Sure, Tommy. You need to go to the city racetrack and borrow that motor there. My friend Bobby works there. Go around back there and along the way is the gatehouse. Tell Bobby that Ralph sent you and Bobby will take you to the car. It's already been agreed with him.
Then?
You just have to take it to the auto service of my friend Luca Bertoni. It's in Newark under the Giuliani Bridge. He'll take a look at it and tune it a little. And then you just take it back.
It should be easy enough.
But you gotta get it done before 1:15 a.m. when the guard changes, so that nobody knows that something.
Yeah, that's how it works, like in technical terms.
There can't even be a scratch on it, and try to avoid the cops. They mustn't catch you.
And how'll I get there?
I'm able to push NPCs while walking by kind of jumping into him, but that doesn't always work. It depends if you're on a slope or not. Like if you're going downhill, it's really easy. If you're going uphill, it's pretty much impossible.
Well, I got something.
Oh, I forgot to do the jumping thing here.
Swipe one.
That would have been a good one.
Watch. You just stick a piece of wire in here and twist it a little, and you get inside where you gotta join these wires.
Can't you do it in Trip to the Country?
Can you do it in the country? I don't know. I guess I'll try.
Same.
Thanks, Roger.
Now don't you go sparing
I'm gonna punch him here because I don't like him. Correct. What that does is it makes him not get in front of my car when I'm trying to get out. Otherwise I would have to wait for him to walk away. So nighttime missions for some reason don't have any music. They do on console version.
And also this mission doesn't have any cops.
Oh yeah. Everyone keeps telling me about how the cops mustn't catch me. If the cops see me, there will be trouble. Except there are no cops. Oh, nice driving. The horn makes cars move out of the way if you're going at least 60, or like 60 or more. But if you're going exactly 60, it doesn't work, only if you're going higher. It also makes pedestrians move out of the way, but it's kind of glitchy. So here's the racing circuit. The guard who's supposed to be guarding this place is one of our friends. Nice parking.
Ethan, you must be Ralph's friend.
That's right.
Okay, we'll take your car.
Break his window, because I don't like him. I'm gonna push him a bit, if I can. It's a very nice car I've got here.
Go in and over to the garage.
This car sadly has a soft roof, which means that if you flip and the top of the car touches a solid object, then you die. A nice forehead, yeah.
And in this game, sidewalks can flip you very easily if you're going fast over there.
Bobby, what are you doing? Pathfinding,
He
please.
He can find a way.
Pathfinding,
We can
please.
push him.
Can I push him? I'll move the car out of the way.
Mm.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah, buddy, be real careful. There can't even be a scratch on it.
Yeah, that's classic.
Cops like the devil.
Pathfinding is hard.
That's right.
In about half an hour, the second guard will come. You gotta be back by then, buddy. And be real careful. That car goes fast. Maybe it's the fastest car in the world. Who knows?
Sure, Bobby, no problem. I'll take care of it in a half hour.
I'm gonna punch him because I don't like him. Also, that skips some dialogue later.
If it's gonna work.
If it works, yeah. Sometimes it doesn't. This is another example of manual gearbox. The race car third gear is accelerates slower than the second gear, so I keep it in second gear as long as possible. I'm not supposed to damage this car, but I'm sure a few scratches will be fine. As long as the damage bar is not full, then it's fine. Bit of a shortcut here.
So now we are going to another character, Lucas Bertolman.
He's the guy who gives us side quests.
Yeah, for new cars.
Of course, we won't be seeing him much during this run. The drawbridge over here seems to be down, which means I can go through. If it were up, that would be a bit of a time loss because I would have to go all the way around. With a race car you can very easily spot when I'm using primary steering and when I'm using secondary. From the wheels turning all the way or turning smoothly. Here's the shop of a friend, Luca Bertone. So he does a bunch of things and then we can just go. All the cutscenes in the game are skippable. The only ones that are not skippable are dialogues which are hard scripted in the mission code. I forgot to reload the checkpoint, I think. Yeah, so I'll have to take the tunnel. Otherwise we would reload the checkpoint immediately after getting the save, and what that does is it makes the drawbridge be forced to be down. Reloading the checkpoint re-randomizes the position of two ships which are going on the rivers in the city, up and down. When the ships are near the bridges go up. Oh, okay. But the car is not even scratched, so don't worry about it.
Not a single scratch.
Yeah. I mean, you might see something on the exhaust pipe over there, but it's inconsequential. Don't worry about it. Nobody will notice. Of course, this being a car with no roof, we would also die if we flipped. Alright, so what we were doing here is we were sabotaging this race car because reasons. And now Bobby's gonna slide along the ground and then probably skip one of his lines here.
So you pulled it off, buddy. The car isn't even scratched.
Thanks, Bobby.
Sure is.
There you go.
It was the fastest car in the
I
world.
bet on the Don's car too.
Seems everybody did.
I bet on it. So did
Thanks for the help.
Not sure exactly why that happens, but it happens, so we use it.
I think it only happens when he's behind Tommy, but yeah, still the same question.
It might be something with... maybe he's got a script to lose panic, and maybe he's got a enemy force script in there. I don't know. Enemy force script would advance the script. The spike. Yeah, it's not French, so you can actually understand what is being said. Coming up after this section is the bane of every casual player of this game. The mission that everyone hated, that nobody could actually complete. The infamous race. The devs even went so far to push a patch to the game where they would add a difficulty option to the race. But speaking of patch, we are not playing on that patch. We're playing on version 1.0, which is the original disc version. So the release version. And the reason why is the race that's coming up. Even though during the nighttime part of the mission there were no cops around, now there are cops. But they don't really matter.
Unless they follow you to the racetrack.
Yeah, which never seems to happen. If they do follow you to the racetrack, then they can like run over some of the people there and trigger mission fail. But with this car we should be fast enough.
I think there's even fail mission for that.
Is there?
I mean fail text. Yeah.
Don't forget to do the race twice. It's actually possible to do the race twice because the trigger to start the race is still there and active. You can do the race as many times as you want.
Doesn't do anything though.
I wouldn't recommend it. If you run over anyone there, it's mission fail. And here is the race. No difficulty setting. So this is the equivalent of what extreme difficulty would be on version 1.2. But there is a big difference here, which is coming up in a few seconds. On version 1.0 it's possible to take this shortcut on the left, yeah? Which we are not supposed to take. On 1.2 there's an invisible wall. And then we come all the way over here to the other side of the track and reset the car. There's a specific button to reset the car during the race and it brings us all the way to the start. But that counts as a lap. So instead of the laps being something like a minute and a half, they become more like 53 seconds or so. And there are 5 laps, so that saves a lot of time.
If you actually manage to DNF anyone and then DNF, you would be first and that would count as a win.
Yeah, but that's very hard to do unless you've got an external tool like Mafia. In order to DNF them, I think you have to break their cars, because the actors aren't.
Yeah, that would take ages.
Yeah, the actors aren't alive. And in any case, you would have to do so without breaking your own car. Yeah, they don't die if they flip, because they're not... the guys inside are not actors, I think. Or maybe they're inactive. Two laps to go. And then once we're done with this mission, the real fun starts going.
Yeah.
Then we get some frequent breaks, 3 in a row in fact. Some shootouts. Ooh. Don't do that. Why not both, Johnny? Oh! Don't ram into me.
Yeah, that can sometimes happen.
It all depends on the timing. Or mostly on the timing at least. Well, that didn't break my wheel, so it's fine. Otherwise, when you crash, the wheels can become wobbly, and that loses a lot of speed.
But they're in last lap anyway, so
Yeah.
it won't be that much of a difference.
Alright, yay, we won the race fair and square. We did not even cheat. So now, Luca Bertone, who we went to earlier, the mechanic, he wants to congratulate us for the victory, and he wants to give us a new car, or tell us how to steal one and where. But it's not a car that we want anyway.
So this is like an introduction, right, to the side missions?
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, hello. Nice sidewalk. If you go too fast there, you can flip and die. So that's why I slow down most of the time.
Over most of the sidewalks you can flip even.
Yeah. But that one is like a consistent one.
Mm-hmm.
If I manage to lose this corpse, I can hit the trigger from behind the actual place where I'm supposed to go. So I do hope I lose them. There we go, we lost them. We come over here and the trigger can be hit from the back. And the objective says to steal the car that's like all the way to the south over there, which you can see as a blue arrow on the map. But there's no need to do that, we can just go back to Salieri's bar and complete the mission instead. The next mission coming up is called Sarah. I'm supposed to escort the bartender's daughter back home to protect her from some hooligans who want to do stuff to her or something like that. And so we need to protect her, beat up the hooligans, a whole bunch of stuff that takes a long time. So instead, I don't think I'll be doing any of that. I'll be doing something slightly different.
Consistent server skip.
Consistent server skip, which was found just a few days ago. That's absolutely the newest strat here. The one we used to do before was kind of random in how long it takes. So here, she's pretty easy to push, because we're going downhill slightly.
He's a nice man. It's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, I work for him sometimes. We usually ain't laughing and having fun.
So what do you actually do?
I usually just show Phil the Don around. Even though he occasionally surprises me. Like when he wanted me to drive in the race.
Yeah.
The timing for pushing is actually kind of finicky. When she's about right here, I can go ahead.
No, I've got something.
And then I'm not gonna beat those guys up. I'm gonna punch the air because I don't like the air, like forcing me to breathe and stuff. A double shot the air. The punches there are just for timing, so I can get over here. I can leave her with those guys, they'll take good care of her, no problem. And I'm gonna go to her apartment instead. Need to do these turnarounds to avoid a mission fail. And here we go, she's safe and sound. So what happened there is we found a way to get around the mission fail triggers, which happen when you go too far away from her. And the idea is that you can force the game into kind of a loop, where the game is checking your angle to Sarah, and then it's going back to do like a voice line, and then it's checking the angle again after 2 seconds. If I pass those checks, I can avoid failing the mission. For that I had to like look at the scripts and figure out exactly what was going on. Which was not particularly easy, considering that most of the comments in the code are in Czech. And there is some documentation about what all the functions do, but it's kind of faulty at times. Now here we are gonna take revenge on those hooligans for invading our territory. We're gonna go to their base and we're gonna beat up a bunch of them, shoot some others, except I'm not going to, because there's another handy sequence break that I can do.
If you don't get cops on him.
Yeah, if I don't get cops. But I should be fine.
Hey, you fat bastard. Give you a little piece of information. What's going on? A gang of jokers have set themselves up in our territory. They're giving people a bad time. They mess with Luigi's daughter. If it wasn't for Tom here, who knows what they would have done. We need to know where they meet so we can deliver them a message from Don Salieri.
Nice, okay. I want to put the passenger door as close to Polly as possible. But I also don't want to go too far away, because that stops the dialogue.
It's a little way for you. You can get there through a sort of side door across the yard. Send them my regards.
Thanks, Biff. I owe you one. We gotta go.
Take it easy, boys. Now Biff here can go a few different ways. Sometimes he can go in front of my car, which I don't like, but this time he went the other way. So he was nice. Here I want to really look out for cops. I don't want any cops at all. There's a cop over there. I need to run him over. Otherwise, I'm not gonna be able to get the next part. Right, I think this is the place. I'm gonna clip through this wall. There's supposed to be a car chase with these two guys. I'm gonna kill the driver. I'm gonna clip through this wall and trigger a cutscene.
And the way the clipping works is you hold the gun, do a roll, and then hide the gun.
Yeah. Side rolls are very widely used for clipping. There are a few different actions that you can do after a side roll, which makes it clip. So now we're supposed to be beating up a bunch of guys over there, but then there's a shootout here. I can trigger the shootout by coming roughly over here. And then the shootout also activates a trigger which says if any damage is dealt to the two bosses over there, then we go straight to the chase. But because I killed one of them, we go straight to the chase. But because the one I killed was the driver, there is no chase. The car is not driving. So we instantly complete the mission. Here I'm given this car, I don't want it, I'll just take a different one. Park between those two so I skip the animation to exit the car. Sometimes it doesn't work, go figure.
You're gonna take a bridge, right?
Not at the hole, only later.
Okay.
At the hole it's more likely that it's up. So I figure if there's this probability that it's up at the hole and this probability that it's up at Lucky Bastard, then taking both of them in runs means that I've got a higher chance of at least one of them being up. But yeah, I guess if you're not very risk averse, you can do that. It loses a bunch of time if the bridge is up though.
You can
And
always jump over.
you can always jump, but then again the bridge only saves 10 seconds here, while it saves 20 seconds at Lucky Bastard. Oh, I want to get rid of the cop over there. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to enter the hotel.
Yeah, a lot of triggers requires you to not have cap on your thing.
Here I'm gonna reload the save, which gives me this running animation. Don't mind Tommy, he just needs to use the bathroom. and I'm going to go into controls and turn side rolls on. Recall that I got my primary jump key unbound. What that does is it makes me able to fly. So I click through this and then I just fly to the other rooftop here. Sadly, that's like the only use of flying in the game.
Well, there are some exceptions you can do, right?
You can do it also, yeah.
Also, normally you're supposed to shoot out the hotel, find the manager, blow the place up.
Yeah, and then there's supposed to be a
steal
bunch of
something.
cops here.
Yeah.
But now we skip all of that. Because the exit trigger is already active. Let's see if I can do the parkour here. Mr. Railing. Nice, okay, I got this parkour, which saves a few seconds.
Nice.
And then I can jump straight to the exit trigger here. And now we're in a church and there's the funeral of the guy that we killed earlier. So, like a good gangsters, we just shoot up the funeral. Headshots are kind of important, but chest shots will also do. The base damage for guns I think is calculated on chest shots. And if you do an arm shot, it's 30% of the damage. If you do a leg shot, it's 50%. If you do a headshot, it's 150%. Is this guy gonna spawn? What's going on here? Oh, they spawned, but they are not opening the door. What? What is going on? I don't want to clip in there because they would kill me right away with the shotguns.
Maybe we'll back to the church.
I don't think that's gonna help, but I don't know. Oh, there we go. Logic.
The pathfinding is sometimes really fun.
I don't know if there was pathfinding there.
I guess they just didn't want to rush you then.
Maybe, I don't know. And here we're wanted and we're gonna take this car over here. Now this hearse has a coffin in the back, which is handy for if I crash and die. And there's a cop car in front of me, which is not good because of that.
Yeah, he's gonna be boosted as well.
Cop cars, just like cars that chase you usually, do also get a speed boost and a handling boost. So they're gonna be hard to lose. But I think they just flipped. I think they just flipped. Oh, now they flip back.
Yeah. That's because of the centrum mass.
Yeah, the whole thing. They stayed on their side for a while. You could see that on the radar. The radar looks 2D, but it's actually kind of 3D, in which you can tell if a car is flipped or not by how thick the pointer for it is. Alright, so next mission, trip to the country. So that one has got a big shootout. Well, not particularly big, but probably bigger than what we've had so far.
You even lost the cops, nice.
Yeah. Talking about cops, there are 4 icons that could show up on top of the screen. There can be a fine, symbol of a fine, the symbol of handcuffs, the symbol of a gun, or the symbol of confused cops. So each of those means what you think it means. A fine means they want to find me. A handcuff means they want to arrest me. A gun means they want to shoot me. And confused cops means they don't know who I am.
So what have you got for me today?
I'll try the jump thing here. I'll see if it works.
Tom, I have here a new machine for you. It has 65 horsepower, and if you put your foot down, it'll go over 75 miles per hour.
65 horsepower, 75 miles per hour. That sounds like a car I want to take. I jumped off of the wheel on the ground there, so I could push him a bit better. Let's see if it works. Nope.
They put a new lock on it, but it ain't no problem. Here, watch. See? It's real easy. You can take this car or
And just like I did before,
whatever you want.
I don't like him, so I'm actually gonna punch him. That way he doesn't get in front of my car here. And that is actually the last dialogue we'll be hearing from Ralph. In every other mission we'll just ignore him entirely. He will try to speak to us, but we don't have to sit there and listen.
Well, you can't really ignore him. Happy birthday, but
You can, technically.
yeah, there's not gonna be any more force looking at the car.
Now I think Ralph might actually punish me for punching him, because I think what he's gonna do is he's gonna come to the place where I'm going right now, and he's gonna swap out my car for the car that he tried to give me. We'll see if that happens. What do you mean that's possible, Wasty?
It's very rare.
Oh, that... Okay, that cop car is not good, but I can clip through the gate anyway. I don't have guns, so... Can you let me through? Oh god, no. They did not let me through.
Oh,
I should have gone for a bolt hour clip there.
yeah.
So sadly we have to go back there.
This is a nice driving in the rain anyway.
Yeah, it's relaxing. No radio during the rain. More content? Yeah. Longer run, more content. That cop car there should be fine. I should be able to lose that before I get to the place I'm going to. The thing about that is that the gate I'm supposed to go through stays closed if I have cops on me. So I can clip through it, but you know, not if they arrest me. That sounds fun, Johnny. Actually, I think I know what happened. They arrested me because I forgot to pick up Salvatore. Is that correct? How dare you leave Salvatore in the rain? Alright, so
No.
we're supposed to go pick up some alcohol here, because it's during the prohibition, but for some reason the alcohol is not there. We need to check out what happened here. And oh no, the driver is dead. Who could have done this?
Right.
The shotgun is a very powerful weapon when you can keep shooting and reloading animation. Because it's supposed to have a very slow fire rate. And definitely slow reload as well. Reloading one shell at a time. But because we can skip all of those, we've got a super gun that fires a lot of pellets. And they can kill in one shot at short range.
Don't confuse this weapon with a safe-top shotgun.
Yeah, the sawn-off shotgun is kinda bad. Gonna kill one of my friends there.
Truck crew, out there in the back, they wasted them. What about Sam? Did you see him? No, I didn't see him, but the barn was locked. He might be in there. We ain't leaving without him.
We ain't leaving without him.
Go back and get him. Okay, we'll go back, but we gotta find a crowbar or something so we can break open that barn door. Okay, let's go.
The reason I killed that guy was so that Paulie skips one of his lines here, so he follows me a bit more closely. But it's possible, in fact, to shoot the shotgun a lot more than I can do manually. Like, you can shoot once every frame, theoretically. So if you had a shotgun with a lot of ammo in the clip, you'll be able to wreak havoc.
You can also utilize the flying glitch with it.
Yeah, that's how you do once
Really
every
fast.
frame.
Whoa, that guy.
That guy was like right behind me. So here I'm gonna wait here, so that Paulie runs all the way to where he's supposed to go. Otherwise he would stop there, and then he will slowly walk all the way over here. I'm gonna clip through this wall. Paulie is a pleb, he actually has to open the door, so whatever. Now these guys here are ghosts until they spawn, and then we can actually kill them. Oh, he went down. I'm supposed to be standing up during this, but because I was in a place where I was stuck crouching, then I'm not standing up.
You can also be punching the air doing this.
Yeah.
If you charge a punch.
So here there's some cops who are coming over here. But because I've got a fully automatic shotgun, I can just blow up their car like that. Let's try out the once every frame shooting. It works just like that.
Now the RNG chase part.
Now here I can become invisible. Just like that.
Thanks.
And how that works is the game kinda considers me as being in a car. So if I press the change camera button, it tries to change the camera in the car. So for some reason it makes me invisible somehow. I don't know. I fired 8 shots in 1 second. No, there was 8 shots in way less than 1 second.
It looks really funny with Thompson.
Oh yeah, but I can't do it in here, sadly.
Yeah. It could actually maybe be useful.
If you actually have a gun with something like a shotgun with a lot of ammo in the clip, then you lag the game by doing that. You lag a lot. That was a very good chase there. Very good.
Sometimes they can go very slowly and it takes ages.
Yeah.
Sometimes
You can lose.
they don't spawn at all.
You can lose minutes to the chase. It's horrible. To no fault of your own either.
It was even more horrible before going invisible.
Yeah, because then they could also shoot you. For some reason going invisible means that the guys who shoot at me never hit me. But then we found out the thing about invisible. But yeah, Ralphie did change my car. Now he gave me this thing over here.
Unlucky.
God damn it, Ralphie. Alright, we're going back to Felire's bar once again, and the next mission is Omerta, when we find out that our concierge Frank has betrayed us and sold us to the cops.
You forgot to visit Berton.
Oh yeah, I forgot to go do the side mission. Hold on, let me go there now. Yeah, let's turn this any percent into any percent with Bertone. So,
Same
you know,
estimate.
add an hour to the estimate and we're fine. Yeah, we're trying to follow the story here. Like, come on, don't spoil. So here we're kind of gonna ignore Ralphie. I'm gonna like speak to him and run away. But Vincenzo we can never really ignore except in one instance. Vincenzo is the guy who gives us guns.
Also in instances where you actually don't have to speak to him, like the last mission.
Yeah. Yeah, last mission we didn't have to pick up any guns here. You can always watch the VOD if you can't watch the one live.
Sicily, they call it a lupata. When they find someone shot by one of these babies, everyone knows the deal. Unfortunately, this is
So that over there is the son of shotgun. Not quite as good as the pump action shotgun that we had before.
real estate.
The reason is that Sonov has lower damage. Even though he can still insta-kill from short range, he's got more spread, and only 2 in the clip and a lot of recoil. Like a lot of recoil. I have to wait for Mafia and go. So here we need to find Frank to see, where he is. Now that he's betrayed us, we need to kill him. And we're gonna ask a few people.
Yeah, this guy is gonna be big from. Better get used to it.
Yeah, the same guy that we asked a few missions ago about the hooligans. Now we're gonna ask him about Frank. But he doesn't know anything, so I don't care. I'll just ignore him. Nice side hook.
There's actually a theoretical skip in this mission. If you could get documents early, you can basically skip this.
Yeah, sadly we don't think there is a way to do so. Without like modding the game. Alright, so the next guy we're gonna ask is Little Tony. He's all the way down here. Now, unlike with Biff, we can't just start a dialogue and run away, but we can do something similar. Can go and park right next to him. Speak. Enter the car to turn on the engine, exit the car, and then enter it again. And now we can just leave.
Nice mounted.
Yeah. He is also not like this with the coppers. The wanted state here doesn't matter because this is one of the few checkpoints where you get a save file even though you've got cops on you. So we can just reload the save file and magically we have no more cops. And now I'm supposed to get information by beating up this guy over there, but shooting him is enough. And then reload the save to go into the cops. Now he's gonna do his dialogue. I'm all ears, so I guess Tommy can hear him even though he's all the way over there. Yep, thank you, Joe. So Frank is all the way down here. That's where the cops are hiding him. So we need to go and find him. He's gonna be in a car. We need to like chase that car or follow that car to the airport. Except I'm not gonna be following the car at all because there's no need to. I missed the space program, so whatever.
They must be worried about Frank.
Too many cars in the way and I also went way too far.
Well, I'll follow them and see where they're headed.
But otherwise there's something that you can do there where if your car clips into a car that that appears during the cutscene, then you can get a huge launch into space. Sadly we did not get that. Also, you don't want to get any in runs anyway, because it means you are guaranteed to die. But even though you can avoid the direct damage from the impact by letting the cutscene play for a second, the car still gets damaged beyond repair and either falls in the water or just explodes before falling in the water. And it's also impossible to exit a car if the car is not almost completely still. So we have to be in the exploding car. Oh, let's see if I can do this here. Whoop! Bit of a jump. And we're at the airport. Now, of course, they arrived there before me, even though they were way behind. Sometimes I can shoot one of the guys with the Thompson, so I can grab the Thompson early. That did not happen here. This guy can get in the way. So I'll break the Geneva Convention by shooting him. The guy is hitting me during this cutscene, but I've got iframes. The Thompson is the most powerful weapon in the game by far. Because even though it's got a lot of recoil, you can control the recoil, and in addition to that, if you tap fire it, it's completely accurate and it does almost as much damage as the Colt 1911 pistol. Yeah, to go a bit faster I take this truck. Oh wow, I almost flipped there somehow. Can't say I've seen that before. See if I can kill this guy. There we go. And then we have to wait for Frank to get here. That was a slow trigger. It's because of that guy, I think. He wasn't completely dead.
Well, at least very good.
Yeah. I've had it, I think at least one time. Probably multiple times though. Oh, wow, nice shot. That Magnum guy took off like 50 HP in 2 shots. Enemy aim is completely based on RNG. Every NPC, including Tommy himself, has a stat, which is called the shooting stat. It's a number between 0 and 1, which kind of determines the width of a cone in which the NPC shot will land. Tommy's cone is usually narrow. He's got a shooting stat of 1. But most NPCs have this cone, and so it all depends on how far away you are, so how wide the cone is at that point. That determines the chances of the shot actually landing and where. Because just like for us, even for enemies, there's all the damage bonuses from headshots, chest shots, and so on. Here, instead of killing Frank right away, I actually need to find out where he hid the documents that he was selling to the police for his freedom. And the deal with Frank is that he will tell us as long as we grab some plane tickets, which are over here, which sadly we couldn't grab before.
And he wants to give it to his family, so they would get away safely.
Yeah. Oh
could
that
also
gear.
notice we killed a guy in a phone booth, and that was because there would be a lot of cops if we didn't do that.
Oh yeah. There was a guy near Frank's family who was calling the cops, but if you kill him before the dialogue is over, the cops don't spawn.
Funny enough, you can't do that in the German version.
Yeah, there's actually a function in the scripts which checks if the version of the game is in German. And if that check passes, then you can't kill some civilians. Because censorship, I guess. So now, unfortunately, we did not kill Frank, we decided to let him go. So Frank is going to Europe with his family on a plane. And we're gonna go and grab the books that he was giving to the cops.
And stage his death.
Yeah. What's up with these cameras?
Lol.
The books that we need to pick up are in a bank over here. We'll be visiting the bank later near the end of the game as well. Because who doesn't like a good bank heist?
Frank didn't lie. The briefcase with the account books was in the safe box. There was no problem getting it.
Nice. With perfect parking. And now that we've got the documents, we can go back to Salieri's bar once again. Or do the side quest. Why can you get a third floor? Yes, if you've got cops, then for some reason the dialogue never ends. And so the cops can just shoot you to death while you can't do anything. Your controls are locked. Coming up is visiting rich people. The only mission where we can actually skip
Luckily,
getting a gun from Vincenzo. The way we do it is we let that cutscene play for like a second. It's fine because I can also move during the cutscene, so I move towards the exit anyway. I take my car here and go to the exit. Now, the game doesn't want me to exit. Tommy's like, yeah, I gotta go take a gun. What am I doing? So I'll go take a gun. I press the action button on this desk and then punch Vincenzo because I once again don't like him. And enter the car.
It seems like you don't really like anyone in Salieri's family.
I guess not. I mean, Vincenzo never gives me a Thompson anyway.
Mm.
Literally the best gun in the game, and he doesn't give it to me. He doesn't even give me a pump action shotgun.
But he gives Thompson to Salieri and Pauli and Sam.
Yeah, to Polly and Sam. Multiple times. Like every time I get a Thompson in this game, I did not get it from Vincenzo. Like in Great Deal I got it from Polly. In Trip to the Country I get a shotgun from Polly. In Crime de la Crime I can get it from Polly as well. Yeah, maybe we'll avoid punching Polly. Or maybe not. We'll punch him anyway. Here we're picking up Salvatore. He's a safe cracker. He's gonna help us crack a safe. Nice parking.
Evening, Chief.
He got in immediately.
Let's get moving.
Great. So where are we going? So, you can open any safe in the country, right?
Almost everyone, Chief.
And how did you learn that trick?
My grandpa was in a business. It's inherited. The safes keep getting better, so a fella has to keep up with the times. Some of the safes around these days are pretty tricky.
Ooh, don't slide. This is the steepest hill in the whole city. Not a problem for this car.
It's fun with a bolt ace then.
Yeah.
Especially a broken one.
The broken bolt is you may not even be able to climb this hill at all. Alright, so we're in the rich neighborhood now, where all the villas of the rich people are. We need to steal some evidence from the safe
Okay,
of
we're
this
here.
guy over here.
Can you open it, Salvatore?
So this is gonna be a very sneaky part.
Yeah, we're gonna be very stealthy. This is a stealth mission. You can do this stealthy, or you can alert the guards, but you don't have a lot of ammo, so it's much better to
But
do
we
it in
don't have
stealth.
any gun.
Oh yeah, we didn't even bring a gun at all, so
There you go, Chief.
alerting the guards might be bad, but we're actually able to take our car here. The reason for that is because the game wants to teleport the car outside, but that's not in the initial scripts, that's in another script later. Which means I've got time to exit the car before the teleport happens. But when I'm exiting the car, the game can't move the car because it has no physics. And so the teleport never happens.
Can you open it, Salvatore?
Salvatore is gonna open this door over here. Very stealthily, of course. No guards notice the car, of course. Gonna punch him. And clip inside. This clip doesn't save time, but it allows me to not lose time. 'Cause randomly Salvatore could get stuck and then I have to like wait for something. But here I can turn around and see exactly when he comes in. So I know when to press the action button on the safe. Looks like nobody saw me here. So this is perfectly stealthy. And there we go. Someone saw me. But we are out. Say your line, Salvatore.
I live across the street at the stadium, a little ways from where you picked me up.
Yeah, sometimes if you go fast enough, I guess, nobody sees you. It's not very consistent. The traffic cars here can get kind of crazy on this hill. They go way faster than they're supposed to and then they go off-road.
I think that happens if you use a horn.
Maybe, I don't know. Cop car should be fine. So I won't be able to make Salvatore get out fast, but the cop should be inconsequential anyway.
Here's where I live. Thanks a lot. I hope it'll be a little cooler next time. Today I almost crapped in my pants.
I hope so too. Get some shut-eye.
Well, at least Salvatore won't get run over by a train.
Yeah, that will certainly not happen now. Yeah, the cops want to arrest me, but they can't figure out how to get to me if my driver door is against the wall. So that's 5 head cops. So we're going back to Salieri, and the next mission is the mission that was in the demo of the game. It's called A Great Deal, and it's a big shootout.
Will you let the guy live or not?
Let do what? Let the guy
No,
live?
skip that. Yeah.
That's very slow. I think I'll pass on that. I'll do it normally. I'll do the boosted car. Ah, goddammit. I'm gonna have a problem with these cops here, so I need to go to the back door. I love using the back door. Alright, so we're in a parking lot, and we're supposed to be buying some whiskey from some smuggler. This is Bill Gates. He's dead now. His name is literally Bill Gates. Don't like the guy being there. This is also the only mission where the exploding barrels actually explode. It's probably just because he was in the demo. Once again, Thompson, especially while top firing, absolutely the strongest gun in the game. There's a guy behind me who's trying to punch me, because for some reason he doesn't get a gun, even though he's supposed to have a Magnum.
Yeah, sometimes he gets it and sometimes not.
I think it depends on how fast you spawn him. I'm not sure though. Use some nades. Oh, what? Okay, well,
Oh,
in that case I'll do some backup here.
usually that grenade was supposed to bounce off the wall and hit the ball lace that's there.
Oh, who are you? What? That guy's from
Oh.
upstairs. Oh. I sold them. Okay. Let's go. Why are they still here?
I don't know. Now we don't have a grenade for outside.
I guess I'll do without. It's gonna be slower.
Okay, okay. Well, we can't hang around here waiting for that.
Yeah, I guess the guy doesn't have a nade anymore. He's through it. So,
Did he?
I think so. Did he? I don't know. We'll do without nades. I'll just have to use the Thompson. Wait, what? My engine is off? There we go. Don't know why my engine was off there. So here I'm gonna make these guys go into the car and start chasing me. As soon as the car turns red in the radar, I'm going to reload the checkpoint. That doesn't flush the memory entirely, so what I can do then is I can kill these guys. And this is kind of low without a nade. Oh, we managed. Oh god.
Usually you can kill all of them with a knife.
You can kill all or at least most of them. So now, because they entered this car, and then we loaded the checkpoint and we didn't flush the memory entirely, now this car is it's got properties that we talked about earlier about the AI cars, where they've got a speed boost, a handling boost, and a lower center of mass. So it's much faster than it's supposed to be. And it turns much more.
It doesn't get a speed boost in the top speed though, but
Yeah, only acceleration.
acceleration.
I wouldn't do that if I was you. You run your mouth and I run my business, brother. Just clap your little lips and I run my business, brother. Clap your little lips and I run my business, brother. If I followed your advice on how to make dough, I'd been into jailhouse long ago. We have to sing there or it's one invalid.
Once in a while. Can you be careful?
Oh god. Okay.
Careful.
The damage bar is actually completely inconsequential in this car. It's only for the truck that we're supposed to be driving. Yeah, even though we're supposed to have the truck with all the whiskey on it, I think we'll be fine with this guy instead.
Fine, use the steering wheel once in a while.
This one I think takes sidewalks pretty well, so it's probably not necessary to avoid sidewalks. Alright, don't crash please. The game could crash if cops are here. But it didn't, okay. Alright, next mission, bon appetit. We're going to Pepe's restaurant. We have to use this car, sadly. It's not too slow.
Tommy, I'm really looking forward to this. Pepe is a native Sicilian and above all a fantastic chef. Whenever I feel like a specialty from back home, I go to him. Wait till you try his cheeses. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Luigi's a great cook, but Pepe is a real master, a maestro.
A maestro. Alright. There's a cop car here. Now cop cars are very bad in this mission. Mission is kinda crash heavy. Cop cars should be avoided, mostly. Alright, now here instead of having lunch at Pepe, we've got a shootout at Pepe. Sneak up right behind this guy, who for some reason doesn't shoot me. and take his Tommy gun. Now, this door is very dangerous actually. So I'm glad.
RNG.
Yeah, and very RNG. This is probably the most RNG mission in the whole game, as far as shootouts go. 'Cause most of the time, the enemies are on predictable patterns. Like they always do the same things every time. But here, they are like completely random. Like sometimes they try to flank, sometimes they don't. Also, sometimes they flank faster, sometimes they flank slower. Now we figured out who it was that organized this trap, this attack. And he was the Don's bodyguard, so we're on our way to go and kill him. Oh wow, nice sidewalk. Usually this car doesn't react like that. Well, luckily we did not flip and die. Now here I absolutely don't want cops. And here is Carlo's apartment. I would go in and do a bunch of scripted stuff, but instead I'm gonna move to the left so I spawn out of bounds. And clip through this wall. And kill Carlo who is up there.
Almost intendedly.
Yeah, kind of. So happy birthday. This is probably, I guess, the second shortest mission in the game.
Well, here we go again, Ralph.
Gonna be inside the Mafia, because I love him very much now.
One use.
Originally, it's actually pretty long, I think. The intended way.
Even the intended way is not that long, to be honest.
Here, this little number, they're pretty popular these days. Also,
Yeah, Ralph can keep speaking, I don't care. I'll just go.
Yeah, great, Ralph. That should do the trick.
But I actually do have to wait for him to sit back down on that crate. And then reloading the checkpoint should turn on the car and we can go. So here we're supposed to infiltrate a party, a birthday party on ship, the steamboat. But because we don't have an invite, we have to like disguise as a sailor first, disguise as a seaman. So we go with all the other seamen. Wojtek, do you like seamen?
No.
Ah. Yeah, I hate sailors as well.
Also, instead of disguising, you could have fly there using the flying glitch.
You do still have to disguise, but I will do the flying glitch.
Oh, you have to disguise.
Yeah, if you don't disguise, then
Ah.
that's a mission fail trigger.
Then you don't have to get yourself checked then.
Yeah, that guy over there would frisk me, but I can skip that by walking on water like Jesus. And then here I spawn dead, but reloading the checkpoint makes me live again. For some reason that checkpoint restores all your health. And I don't like this door either. Spamming crouch there makes it so that every punch is charged, so it does more damage. All these guys are trying to shoot at me, but they're bad. So, Lucky Bastard, one of the longest missions in the game now. Probably the longest one casually. Try and push Polly a bit, kind of failing at it though. Now it's important that I don't speak to Vincenzo here, but rather I let Paulie come over here and start the dialogue himself.
Vincenzo, I need a Tommy gun.
So he gets this walk animation for some reason. But more importantly, I can then speak to Paulie, and he is now speaking to Ralph from over here. If I hadn't done that, he would have to walk slowly all the way to him over there.
Like it, Polly. It has a new type of lock, but if a person is clever, it ain't no problem to open it. Just like this.
And I can just ignore him and go.
You have to wait for him to start opening the door then. Okay.
Yeah. Let's go. The first checkpoint is called Phone Booth. So here we're trying to kill the brother of the rival Don. And he's supposed to often frequent a restaurant nearby. So we go over there, we call from the phone booth, and as soon as he picks up, we shoot up the place and kill him. Unfortunately though, the target is not actually there. So this was a waste of time. Here I would like to not have cops.
Yeah, cops can actually destroy the phone booth.
Yeah, especially
and
with
that
a car.
results in a mission fail.
If the phone booth breaks before the checkpoint, or not the checkpoint, but before we call, then we fail. We can trigger the call from the outside. It's fine. Paulie sometimes also doesn't figure out how to get into the car and just gets killed instead. It's always fun when it happens.
I usually got a game crash instead.
Game crash, that's also fun. So we lost the enemies who were chasing us, and we can just go back to the bar and try again later. this gonna be... Ah, they came here way too fast. Ooh, they could have killed Paulie there.
Yeah.
Now, next attempt, we've got a bomb. We'll go to his girlfriend's house and plant a bomb onto the car, and that should blow him up.
Nothing can go wrong with this one, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can't fail twice, right? There's no way. One thing that's important about cops is that they can only see in front of them. So they will only catch us if we are in front. Alright, we're almost there. Oh wow, okay. So that's his car.
There it is. Let's have a look.
But there is a guard in front of here, so we have to wait for him to go away before we plant the bomb. Now there is a theoretic skip here. It's theoretically possible to not have to wait for the guard. If I try to plant the bomb, then go far enough away from him before he stops talking, and then come back. But unfortunately we don't know of any way to move fast enough to do that. So we can only do it with third-party programs or modding the game. So we have to wait for him, but it's fine. He's just having a smoke. Once he's inside, we can plant the bomb. And then this wall on the right has no collision, so we can see inside and see that is it there. And no suspicious at all. Surely this can't go wrong. Oh, that's not gonna go well.
Christ. No, no, no! Hey, stop! Shit!
Now the best line in the game.
Damn. That's one hot dame.
That's one hot dame. Yeah. I reload the checkpoint here because I'm gonna go and take a drawbridge. If I reload the checkpoint, then I know one of 6 positions that a ship will be, which determines whether the drawbridge is up or not.
Do you have like a better chance for it, or it's guaranteed?
I think it's 11 in 12. And yeah, if I don't reload the checkpoint, then I would have to like calculate the time from when I started the fireworks checkpoint, which is a long time. So I don't know. It also varies on driving. The bridge is down, so we can pass. It's starting to go up now, which means I won't be able to take it all the way back unless I reload the checkpoint. Then I've got a chance of being able to do that.
And what about the YOLO jump?
Okay, the cop gets from me from very far away. YOLO jump? Maybe I'll do YOLO jump, sure.
Here we are. Need some wheels, Tommy. Otherwise we won't get out of here alive.
What? Trigger? What happened? Okay. Back up, let's go.
I'm gonna have to take...
I have to go around a bit, I guess.
Man.
Oh god, okay. That was loud. I've lost the cops. The trigger was supposed to work by just getting out of the car and back in, but somehow it didn't. On the bright side, I think the bridge is going down now, because I saw the ship start to go past. Yeah, the bridge is down now, so no YOLO jump. Be careful with those sidewalks. We could very well flip. So what happened there was Sergio was actually at the place where we were trying to kill him there. But Paulie forgot to check his Tommy gun. I don't know if it was jammed or he didn't reload or something.
I think you can pick up the gun and see it's 0-0.
Yeah. So no ammo. So once again we fail at killing the guy.
Wow, 3 times in a row.
You thought that was impossible, but it's possible. So now, first time is some guys here which try to kill him by having a train ram into him. Except the driver can actually drive. So not a great plan. 4 failed attempts, and now we just go after him, and we got this music again. Now it's possible that Sergio here, the guy that we're chasing, falls through the floor and out of bounds, which then results in a mission fail because we technically are too far away from him when he does so. So I try not to have any traffic spawned here. That way he doesn't have to dodge to the ground, to the right and fall to the ground. Because his collision is weird.
Yeah, he's also cheating, because he's going straight through the poles.
Yeah. He can pass through some poles, but also some floors apparently. The traffic light turned right, turned green as I passed, so the cop didn't actually see me there. Okay. And now we are at the port. So there's supposed to be a shootout here, but I can just take the car instead. And ignore all these guys here. This is probably, I guess, maybe the biggest shootout in the game. There's a lot of enemies all around the harbor. It's a big map as well. These snipers have very high accuracy as well. So they can shoot you a lot if you are not in a car. Those barrels killed the 2 snipers on these 2 towers, as well as 2 guys that are within these containers, so they don't get in the way. And now Sergio is in one of the warehouses. To get him out of there, I will use one of these big explosive barrels here to ram the door. I punched the car because otherwise I'm somehow unable to enter it. And then coming here, because I'm in a car I'm much safer than if I were on foot. I get shot less. Can you stop shooting me? Thank you. Oh. I want to be able to shoot at him, but he moved to the right. There we go. That guy just flew away.
They can also blow you up pretty easily with all the shotguns they have.
Yeah, but their aim is not the best. So hopefully they miss a lot of shots. Even though the car is a pretty big target, they can still miss it easily. Like that guy shot like right above me. But I just ignore everyone and go away. And the only guy I need to kill, the only guy I need to kill is Sergio. And here they left a car for me, which was very nice of them. And so we can just go. Next up, creme de la creme, where we actually go and assassinate the rival Don.
This is actually the time when Vincenzo gonna give us 2 Thompsons and 1 shotgun.
Today we need some real heavy
Yeah.
artillery.
And in creme de la creme as well, they get the Thompson, I don't get one. Yeah, that Thompson, give me that Thompson.
At the same time, we could stick to the ancient ways and use a more traditional Sicilian.
Nope, I get the Son of Shotgun. And because we've got Polly and Sam with us here, we can't use a 2-door car. So I'll have to use this slow 4-door car.
That's gonna change in a second once they find the way inside.
And once we get this load, then I realize that, hey, I want to use the fast car. Why do I use this one? So I'll go back for it. I only need them in the car for the loading trigger.
Not for the next one.
Yeah, only for the one that we passed. Here I'm gonna stick my arm out of the window just to signal that I'm turning left. While I'm holding a shotgun in my right hand. So what that does is it makes Morello over there start to go fast, otherwise he will go slow. And we have to chase him here. Doesn't look like it, but we are chasing him. And in fact, if we go too far ahead in front of him, it counts as losing him. And he fails the mission. We have to be careful not to go too fast.
He's also not the best driver. He likes to crash into the car, so...
He crashes into every car he comes across. And let's go. So here it's important that when I hit this next loading zone, I've got a high speed and I'm not spinning out. Otherwise I've got a problem. Because here we need to catch up to him, because now he's in front of us, because logic.
And probably teleport inside as well.
Now Polly is now in our car, and this is completely RNG, whether Polly kills him or not. The intended way is much slower.
Well,
There we go. Easy.
third one. That's fine.
It's fine, yeah. Otherwise, there could be like one of two endings there. One where he goes to the airport and we have to shoot down his plane, and another one where he goes to a bridge, which is under construction, and we push him down the bridge. Incredibly slow.
Airport is taking a long time and bridge is quite far away.
Now, don't worry about Sam, he's just gonna walk to the bar. We're gonna bring Polly with us because Polly is nicer. Once again, I failed this. I don't know if that ever works. Next up is election campaign, a mission where we have to snipe a politician. Oh, I walked in a bad direction there. I may not make this cycle. Yeah, I missed the cycle. I was able to walk during the cutscene, but I went the opposite way that I wanted to go. So I have to wait for Rolfie's animation there.
Hey, you got some heavy duty gear for me, Vincenzo?
You need to pick this guy off at a distance, right? So I dug out the best weapon for you. The military trains by mounting a sight on this standard rifle, similar to a hunting rifle. I got hold of a Mosin Nagant rifle. It's produced here, but the Russians upgraded it to a marksman's rifle. It's a good, precise.
He said rifle like 5 times there.
Looks interesting. I hope it works.
Well, Tom, take a decent handgun, too. You never know who you might bump into.
Ain't that the truth? Thanks.
Alright, and we can go.
Thanks, Ralphie.
My God, careful!
So here we're going to an old abandoned prison. From the tower of the prison we can snipe the politician. Now even though we would be able to like clip through a wall and get to the tower very quickly, sadly we need to hit a whole bunch of triggers, otherwise the politician that we need to shoot doesn't spawn. So we'll park somewhere around this side of the prison. We'll shoot this guy in the head. One shot headshot. Which then allows me to hide the body and quickly get in. Hiding the body is a cutscene, so I can just skip it.
Otherwise, if we would not kill him, there would be a cops after we got outside the prison.
Yeah. And because it's very possible that I get out on quite low health, I would prefer to instead kill him. So there, I scooped in with the sniper rifle before hitting the trigger for the load. So now I'm invisible.
This is actually not very useful.
No.
Like in the trip to the country.
Yeah, because in this state, enemies can still see me and shoot at me, no problem, but my aim is all over the place. It does not go where I want. For some reason. So before I start shooting people, I want to scope and unscope to become visible again. I'll take this shotgun and shoot this guy, shoot that guy. And this is what we call YOLO here, we just walk through everything here.
This final tower can be tricky, especially with the last pump shot.
Yeah, the shotgun guy can just ruin you. But if you get him while he's pumping the shotgun, then it's fine. 2 quick shots with the sniper, changing weapons to shoot faster and more accurately. The doggos get to live.
That was a close one.
Yeah, that dog was really in the way there. And now we can go. There will be no killing of doggos on this stream. Alright, next mission, just for relaxation. Here we've got a big sequence break, which saves several minutes.
Hey there, boys. I have some.
If I punch Vincenzo there, this cutscene starts just a bit earlier.
Okay.
So I'm able to save a small amount of time.
Looks pretty good.
Meanwhile, Ralph is speaking on the other side of the map. Like he's showing us how to unlock a car. I don't really care though.
Thanks, Vincenzo. Yeah, okay, we can do that. Thanks, Ralphie.
Yeah, thanks Ralphie. He's all the way in the garage. So once again we need a 4-door car because Sam and Paulie are coming with. Now this time though I'm not gonna swap it out for the other one. Because it's actually, I think, slower to go back for it. We're not going very far. So here we're supposed to drop off Sam, and then Paulie and I will go to the harbor to wait for a truck to come out. And once the truck comes out, we can steal it, unload it, take the driver's papers, and then go to the harbor under disguise. So instead we're gonna take the truck immediately. Why not use the new green card? Because we actually have to unlock it. That takes forever.
Yeah, we are not going very far. Just here. I think the old road used the green car, right?
Yeah, the old route did use the green car. Gonna clip through this wall. And then kill the driver of the truck. Even though he's not active as an actor, he is still able to be damaged if he's in the truck. Did I take his papers? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we need to hit a trigger which is very tricky to hit. I've mashed the truck there and the trigger works.
Did you count?
I did not. I don't have my second timer.
I think it was like 50 or a minute. 50 seconds to a minute.
No, way more than 50 seconds. I did the clip second try. So probably 1:05 or so. I don't know. So the thing with that trigger that we hit with the truck earlier, I think the distance you need to be from it to hit it is up to 10 meters. And we can go like just exactly that distance from it. It's very tight. And here I'm just gonna put the boxes in the truck through the wall. It's fine. Did you just sniff?
Maybe.
I thought there was gunshots and I got scared. Because here the enemies can aggro for no reason. I mean, we know why, but it doesn't make sense. For some reason, if you shoot in the previous checkpoint, then the exact same time that you shot your last shot, in this checkpoint the enemies will aggro at that same time. We don't know why. But only if they are looking at you directly. Here I'll try to kill as many of these guys as I can. I did not get them all. The reason why is because now they're gonna be chasing me here, and I've got 2 alive. And even though we don't necessarily need to kill them once we get to the destination, it's very unsafe to do so, because they can easily kill Sam.
And sometimes they just follow the truck instead of going to the place.
Oh yeah, and sometimes they follow us and then they slow us down by crashing into us.
Flipping us even, maybe.
That's harder because the truck is very heavy, but it's possible. That guy. Don't hit my tires, thank you. I need pull in the truck.
Okay, we're going.
Oh, nice. We are nearing the end of the game. There are only 2 missions left after this. Although the next one is the longest mission in the run.
Today was just great. While you two messed around, I carried at least a ton of crates surrounded by guys with guns.
Somebody had to do it, and you're the youngest. Tim always has the bright ideas.
Oh, so
Next
it's
mission
Sam.
also has the
Next
unskippable
time,
twain.
you can unload the truck. I ain't touching
Yeah,
another crate.
that's a nice
We'll see
plus.
about that.
It's a positive.
Sadly, you can skip that on consoles.
Yeah, console version is not the real Mafia. Get out of the way, come on. The truck being heavy, it's very good at pushing cars out of the way. Not Trump. Trump have like infinite mass. Alright, the game did not crash, that's good. And now this is Moonlighting, second to last mission. Where we start by having train part.
Follow me. Take the train. It ain't far.
Let's take the train. Pushing Polly doesn't matter too much here because the train is on a set cycle anyway, but pushing him also means that if Polly happens to get stuck behind some pedestrian or something, then we're less likely to lose the train outright. If we miss the train, then the next train arrives after like forever, so... Oh wow, I think I made him miss the waypoint there. Now here, because we're going slightly uphill, it's impossible to push him. So I just have to wait. There's the train that we're supposed to take. And there's like a 4+ minute train ride here, during which we can do some fun stuff with Polly. Oh god, what? Okay.
Oh.
That was weird.
So how's everything going?
Oh,
Aside from
nice
the last
neck.
two jobs, pretty boring. Of course, my kid keeps things interesting.
You know, I actually envy you. I gotta find a dame and start making babies. When I look at my life, I don't seem to be doing much. Hang out, go to parties. I'm getting pretty bored with it. Problem is, I don't know how to do anything else.
I think
It's
most
fine,
people
he's
want to
flexible.
change.
Everybody
Oh god,
wants the adventure.
he went upside down there.
It's not about the boring deal making. Always having to negotiate deals with people, and I can't make notes of anything because of the cops. Just have to remember all of it. I ain't 20 no more, and I'm starting to forget. Sometimes I don't know who promised me what, or who I let what.
I guess he likes to glitch out sometimes.
Always messes with me.
Probably, yeah.
It just pisses me off.
Well, we still have the excitement.
Well, that's the worst. Nothing happens for 6 months. I start to get lazy, and suddenly, boom, some action. Don't think I ain't worried something might happen to us.
So what are we supposed to do?
This will be our last big job. Be enough to get me a pizzeria someplace. You know, something.
Oh, really?
Wait a minute.
Alright, the next the next stop is where we need to get off.
Get ready. We're getting off here.
And there goes his neck again.
Too bad there is only one train pumps in the one.
Yeah, unless you do Master Race.
Yeah. Then we have like 4.
Yeah.
And 3 of them are just in Moonlight now.
Do you ever take the tram in Master Race?
I think you could use it probably on the way to Big Dick, but I never use it. I think it just has too many stops on the way.
It is pretty slow. We will need a car in the next part, but we cannot steal one now. Rather, if we do, then it doesn't carry over. So. This is the bank from earlier. So we're gonna discuss the plan to rob the bank, and the obvious place to do that is inside the bank. I will punch Paul later. I can get him more towards the door, so then I save a few frames later. I have to stay really close to him though. And goodbye. And once again, I want to go that way, so if I can find a way to punch Polly towards there.
Are you gonna take train like Pauli says?
Fun fact, it's faster to go on foot than to take the train like he said.
Yeah.
But either way we will be taking a car. That's even faster.
You're gonna be looking for Lassiter, right? Lassiter is faster than right.
Yeah. Sadly it's much less common though. But if you go to Poly before, there are multiple Poly actors on the map. The one that's home is not the same one that takes the train.
your place.
Yeah. Pull in front of the building and
So could you actually see two Paulines?
lock the door. I'll come down and we'll go.
I think you could. So once we load the city here, now cars can start spawning. See, that one is bad, that one I can't steal. That one I also can't steal. What if this RNG? That one is bad. That one is fine. Yeah, you can kill the poli that takes the train. And it doesn't fail the mission. You can also kill the one that's upstairs in Poli's apartment. But you can't kill the one that comes out of the apartment.
But you can leave him at the Pauline.
Yeah, you can leave him. So here is Yellow Pete's shop. He's a weapon dealer. I'll just clip through his door and go.
I wonder if they're gonna introduce Pete earlier in the remake.
Hopefully. I didn't get the jump there.
Ah.
Need some weapons.
If you get a jump, yeah, if you get a jump, you are able to like keep the animation.
And also jump a little bit backward.
You could say that.
Still looking for Salieri?
Yeah.
Give that old Goomba my regards.
Sure.
We're now playing a Mario game, so Salieri is Goomba, and we are Mario, I guess. Not a cold.
That should be everything.
Great. I won't keep you from your work, son.
So for the first time in the whole game, in the second to last mission, we finally get to choose our weapons.
You can also choose them in the final mission, but
Yeah.
that will be slow to visit Pete.
I drive like a maniac. Right, so now we need to pick up Polly and we'll go and do the bank heist.
And cop cars are actually a big problem here, because they are way more boosted
Yeah.
than usual.
Yeah, there's a parameter in the initial scripts for every mission that has cops, which determines how fast the cop cars go, and I think this one is like the highest of all missions probably. Like often it's like 0.5, 0.6, something like that. Here it's 2. The cop cars fly around.
Okay, be right down.
So there could be a thread here where would you just steal another car, but I don't even see one you could steal.
Yeah, there is one, but it's already here, so whatever.
Got everything you need?
You could have
Yeah,
just
yeah.
leave Pauli there
Hey,
and
yellow beat is a
bring
little
to the
nuts.
bank
You know
for him.
Looney.
It would
His
work.
stuff's good.
Why they call him yellow?
You see his teeth? They're the yellowest in town. And they also stink the most.
Right, right.
I almost turned too much there. So, the bank heist. Oh wow, that cop car just threw me there. That was lucky. That guy just spawns in front of me, so we can kill him. This guy just runs, so we can kill him while he's running. And here we take the keys to the vault. Of course, the shotgun can insta-kill from up close. That's why I take it over the Thompson here. So here, because I clipped through here, I miss a trigger that's necessary to end the mission, so I need to go back for it. It's right here. Poor woman. Now we need to hide from the cops in a place not too far away. Take this shortcut again, which we haven't seen from like the start of the game. But this time we turn left.
Okay, this is the place. We did it. We're loaded, Tom. We did it. It worked.
Sure looks like it. What now?
We'll change our clothes so they won't pick us up on
The last mission is coming up.
Go in the briefcase.
It's a pretty short mission, it's like 4 minutes roughly.
Sleep on it.
Are you gonna do the cop car
Yes.
meme?
Do with the dog.
Nice
Take
one.
it with me, so Sarah won't find it. You know?
Just don't run off with it.
Sure. I'll take off to Hawaii.
Don't try it. I'd find you and stuff that metal-plated briefcase down your throat.
I'm looking forward to it.
So here I'm gonna do this. I don't know how to do it faster, but I'll do it this way. Punch this guy and get in the car. Now we're not supposed to be out here, that's pretty clear if you look at what's around. I'm waiting for them to take that car and start chasing me. Once they do, I reload the checkpoint. So now the car is boosted, just like before. And the boost will last through a checkpoint.
It is the same like in Great Deal.
Yeah, except this one is even more boosted, I think. It turns way more. And look at this steering. It's actually hard to control.
This is actually slower in any percent, but
Yeah, but we'll do it anyway because, yeah, it's useful in other categories. In any percent, it's a bit slower. There's still some good swag. This is much faster than this guy is supposed to go, of course.
the time it takes to set it up is actually not worth it in the end.
Yeah. So here's the final shootout. Don Salieri found out that we skipped a bunch of missions, so now he tries to have us killed. So we need to kill Sam. Let the nade blow these guys up, pick up the Thompson, and let's go. I don't actually need to kill anyone here except for Sam later. I'm kinda low here, so... Oh god, okay. I'll go the safer way. I might die here though. But because we slow down while shooting, the game actually rewards you for being accurate. Nice, they didn't hit me. Somehow. They're right behind me. This guy is turned this way? What is he doing? Take the heart, a nade is blowing up before me, but I've got iframes. And then here we kill Sam by throwing a nade and shooting him a bit. Did that work? I'm not sure that worked. Oh god! What are you doing here?
What?
Did that work? I don't know. We'll see. I guess it... Oh god. Okay, it did not.
That's wild.
Isn't the door supposed to be closed until you kill everybody? No, it's only until you activate some triggers. Okay.
You have to follow Sam through the wall, get away.
Where is he? Was that enough? I guess that must have been enough. What?
Right, time is gonna be soon.
Where is he?
HP.
Oh, there he is. And that time, however, I do insist that we watch the final cutscene for the feels and for a surprise.
For a Mafia to spoil.
I got out of there fast.
Kinda.
It was no picnic. I really was
We'll
in
see.
danger, but I pulled it off. I took the wife and daughter and immediately left the country. Sam was right. If they decided to find
I might have left a couple of surprises in this final mission.
They wouldn't let me just leave after betraying them.
And you're willing to say all that you've now said to me in front of a court? Give evidence against all those men? Don't you think the situation would be a lot worse for you?
So sub 3 RTA, that's actually surprising, I guess.
If these people go to jail, or
As
better
well
yet,
on
death
English.
row, they
Yeah, on
won't be
English
able
as well.
to take revenge on
So
me.
losing time to
At
language.
least not as easily as if they were free. I am willing to give evidence against them if you ensure our protection, and after